Okay, so it seems like we have a little bit of an update on the whole Nijisanji situation that's been going on. Now, if you don't know, we've been covering this quite a bit with the whole situation between Loaf and also Reimu Endo, or obviously now known as Marie FD. Now, obviously, this was a pretty insane kind of thing that came out. There was a lot of back and forth. Obviously, Loaf claiming that Reimu doxed her and a ton of other stuff. And then also, Marie came out of a response with a Google Doc. And then there was another Google Doc back from Love, which had a final response, which threw other people into the mix, not just Marie FD, but also other VTubers, a part of kind of nijisanji, which many people kind of decoded and uncovered, right? She didn't actually like fully name them by name or anything like that. But, it was kind of obvious, given some of the colors that they were using and other stuff, and people managed to figure it out pretty quickly, with one of them obviously being Vox Akuma. And there was a whole section almost dedicated to Vox Akuma and some of Reimu's kind of messages towards Ike and her kind of relationship with Vox. So essentially Ike was being there, kind of, obviously just being a good friend, listening to what was going on, and this was all revealed within this Google Doc, and yeah, it revealed that Vox and Reimu were obviously in some kind of relationship, and it seems like Vox wasn't exactly being the most loyal to Reimu, and that's essentially what we went through in the last video. If you guys want to go see that, it'll be in the Vox video. Just got a thumbnail of Vox on it. Yeah, we went through all of the messages and everything like that. But essentially, what was to be kind of taken away from that was, it seems like, from at least what the messages were saying, Vox was messaging fans or a fan. Yeah, they were sending some, pictures, including like bikini pictures and stuff like that to him. And, apparently Reimu was like saying stuff like, if they ever said something like that, would you kind of stop talking to them? And he said, yeah, but she already knew that she'd already sent something like that to him. So again, there was a whole kind of big thing. But yeah, it all boils down to he was chatting with a fan and wasn't exactly being the most faithful to Reimu, right? And this has now caused a big storm over online, because it seems like Vox has been losing a lot of fans. Now, in terms of analytics and stuff and how his streams are doing, it seems to be going fine. I haven't really checked his chat. I don't know if his chat are maybe bringing stuff up and mods are having to deal with that. There's probably some people talking about it, but again, in terms of like viewership, subscribers and things, he seems to still be at about the same kind of place he was. So again, it hasn't actually affected him that much in terms of analytics. But in terms of some of his like close fans, I think some people are starting to give up on him, and I think it's totally valid. Now, obviously, as I said in my previous video, what Vox has done isn't necessarily illegal. He hasn't committed a crime, right? But obviously, it does tell you a lot about obviously his character, if this information is true, and some people don't want to support that, which I think is totally valid. And as I said, it's not illegal to cheat on someone or to message someone else, right? And it's not illegal to be talking to a fan, but I do think it is highly unprofessional, and it also begs the question, has he done this with any other fans as well? And exactly what has gone on there, which again, we don't know, and we haven't had any kind of information about that. But they say, what is happening with Vox? This is a post on Kurosanji. A lot of people have been seeing stuff about, recent info that came out about Vox. I've been out of the loop, so I'm very confused with the memes with the context. Without the context, sorry, could someone give me a few spark notes? And obviously, these people saying he was dating Reimu and getting pics and seeing fans on the side. That alleged, you can't 100% trust screenshotted Discord leaks, plus any bias that might be in there. It said you especially cannot screenshotted leaks from either side of that drama. It's guaranteed to at least be one of them is lying, so it's best to assume both are. Which again, I do think is true. A lot of people are being very skeptical about this, and I think that is 100% the best way to go. As there's been many cases of Google Docs and things that have been slightly misconstrued, and it ends up bad for one person, right? But again, I do think in the context of who is actually releasing this information, I feel like Loaf is actually not like a valid source, because again, obviously she could be lying or twisting some stuff to obviously help her case further, as she did go pretty hard on Reimu about saying that she doxed her and stuff. But also at the same time, she does have that knowledge of what was going on with inside the group, right? Seeing as she was apparently, I think, dating Ike, or at least close with Ike. So again, she does have that kind of foot in the door whenever it comes to this group. Now, maybe, you know, obviously the stuff that she has put out in her Google Doc might not be true, right? But it definitely seems like something has gone on there for some of these screenshots to even exist in the first place. It's just how true to the story that is being told is it, right? And people are saying, I also fell out of the loop, but there's an old rap about two intertalent relationships that happened inside of Nijisanji way before everything exploded. One of the biggest ones was supposedly between Reimu and Vox. There's a lot of reasons that people ship these two, but the biggest I can think of was whenever Reimu interrupted a GFE date stream Vox did. This caused a lot of unicorns to go into a frenzy, claiming she was stealing their man. So yeah, obviously there has been like a little bit of a past with that, and people saying, yeah, with the allegations of Vox dating Reimu and a fan, his female audience are having a breakdown and jumping ship. And yeah, there's been many kind of responses to this kind of going on in terms of people giving up on Vox. First of all, you've got the you know, very parasocial fans that are like, obviously think they're like dating him or something, right? Which again, if you want to do that, fine, go ahead, I'm not gonna stop you, right? But there's been a lot of people dropping him, finding out that obviously he has been in a relationship, and that's why a lot of VTubers and a lot of idols as well in general, like whether it's K-pop or J-pop or whatever, you know, they keep their relationship secret because they don't want people to kind of have that immersion broken for them, and they kind of yeah, go into they kind of tap into that parasocial side of things, right? And now obviously they found out, you know, everything between Reimu and Vox. They're not too happy, so they are now dropping him, kind of getting rid of merch and things, at least from what I've seen and heard, especially over in China. There's been a lot of fans over there who have been, yeah, kind of giving up on Vox due to that. And also there's many fans that are very disappointed in his behavior as well, if this information is true, that are also dropping him, which is a bit more of a, I guess, normal response, because again, he obviously, well, he allegedly cheated on, or not cheat, I don't even know if you could call it cheated, but he wasn't very faithful to Reimu, and also, yeah, was pretty unprofessional with a fan. So again, a lot of people feel uncomfortable by that, and that is also another reason why they've dropped him. So there's multiple reasons why people are no longer supporting him. People on Twitter have been talking about this, saying, I hate to break it to you guys, but Vox Akuma is no longer my Oshi. This man has had relationships with other Livers fans, probably, and treated his fans like girlfriends/boyfriends. It's completely unhealthy and truly disgusting. It's just unhealthy that he plays the role of a boyfriend and not a VTuber, because I want you all to know that Vox doesn't give a, you know, flying F about his fans, only the ones who give him money and make thumbnails for him. I came into Niji loving the VTubers, and now I feel betrayed. Again, I think it's a little bit far to say that he doesn't care about his fans. I feel like he probably does care about his fans, you know, somewhat. Again, you know, this is all just speculation on their part, and I think that, you know, his kind of, I guess, caring about his fans is completely up to him, and to be honest, it's kind of irrelevant to the point. I think the most relevant thing to what is going on is obviously, yeah, the kind of interacting with these fans in kind of an unprofessional way, which obviously doesn't really look good. And obviously people saying, yeah, it's healthier to take a step back and not believe everything you say online, which obviously is true, but also, you know, obviously given a lot of what has gone on with Nijisanji, I mean, like Vox is like literally like down there on like not even that serious type stuff, you know. Obviously it is concerning and people are concerned, but if you think about all the other stuff that's happened at Nijisanji, right, you think about like the Esther Arcadia, you know, you think about Twisty, you think about literally everything that's gone on, like Doki Bird, all of that, right? Like, you know, the Vox Akuma stuff is down here and everything else is up here, which obviously, yeah, I think if those weren't a wake-up call for you, I don't really know how this has become it, but hey, you know, some people have obviously stuck on, and maybe because they were a fan of Vox and they were like, oh, well, at least he's fine, and now obviously they feel a little bit betrayed by some of his actions, which again, can 100%, you know, I can understand that. Obviously, more people as well. These are just some random ones I found. Obviously, it's like 3 likes, but they're saying, reading about CN Vox Akuma fans burning, selling, or just straight up giving away their merch after all the girlfriend allegations and the fact that he might have cheated on said ex-girlfriend with a fan is wild af. So, yeah, obviously, there's a lot of people mad at that, and people destroying their merch, throwing it away, giving it away, apparently. Again, I haven't seen any picture or video proof of that happening, so again, I don't know how true who that is, but we have seen a couple of threads and stuff from Chinese fans who are very, very upset with everything that has gone on. And it seems like Vox is kind of caught like a stray here, because Vox wasn't even one of the main conversations about this topic in the first place whenever it comes to Barry Loaf. You know, obviously Barry Loaf was going after Marie, and he just ended up getting caught in the crossfire, and has actually ended up losing, you know, some fans over this due to a lot of the stuff that happened with him and Reimu being exposed, which, yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. And obviously Vox hasn't commented on this. I feel like unless it was made like a super big situation, he probably won't, you know. I feel like it's not big enough for him to really warrant a response or anything. But again, as I said, he hasn't done anything like criminal, so there isn't really any kind of like response to be made or anything like that. It's just obviously a bad relationship situation. But yeah, it has caused him to lose some of his fans. Now, obviously, as I said, he's still at 1.3 million followers. He's not exactly losing every single of his fans, and he's going to die off into, you know, obscurity. No, he's still around. He's still got very many fans who don't care about that kind of stuff or haven't even seen it, right? And he will continue to stream at pretty much exactly the same viewership. And yeah, I mean, it hasn't really affected him at all. But I did find it kind of interesting, you know, how many people are mad and the reasons why they're mad at this kind of stuff going on. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this situation. I thought it was just an interesting one that I thought I'd just bring to you guys because, again, obviously we made the first video on this. And yeah, I mean, hey, we'll have to wait and see if anything else comes out about this, because it feels like this isn't the only thing behind this, which, yeah, it'll probably all be uncovered very, very soon. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to Game Subs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.